back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little cold, so show y'all what the game plan is for today. Got the cat back up on the table. Like I said, it's cold, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some filming and kind of just show you as I go along, because Rick's going to turn the heater on, and it's very noisy in here. Nobody wants to listen to a noisy heater rambling on and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to spin you around and show you what we got laid out, what we're going to do with this old cat. Let's see where we're going to start at. Let's venture down here. This is what we're going to go with today. Got a new set of shoes. This is all the cool parts I got from GoPowersports.com. I got to start off by saying we got cool new stickers in. Look at this. This is my favorite sticker right here. I'm going to have to see if I can request more, because I don't know where I'm going to put this one at. Anyway, enough of the rambling, the wife's going to say. They sent me a supply of parts to put this old cat back on the road. Went ahead and put my tubes inside of here, because a lot of times you get these tires, they're all kind of squished down just so they can get everything shipped and whatnot. So if you get them and your tires all deformed, squished down, don't sweat it. Best thing to do is take your tube. They got me new tubes, so I went ahead and put my new tubes inside there, shot a little air in it, and it kind of helps, you know, take the deformity out of that tire. Once you get it on the rim and get air pressure in it, it's good anyway, but I kind of do this to kind of help with the assembly. Got us a new brake cable there. Went with the vintage style brake lever. They carry these, so if you need one, give them a holler. They got the cable and everything that goes into it. We're going with the vintage style grips for the 7/8. And I'm going to leave you a part number in the description below. So if you just click down below and go through all the description will be on here. And if you need one of these parts, let's say the bearings that I'm going to use. If you need these bearings, excuse me, I've been a little under the weather, folks. So like I said, if you need one of these parts that you see that I'm using from Go Power Sports, you go down below, click on it. It'll take you right to their website, give you all the info, blah, blah, blah. And you can actually, you know, go through, check out, buy whatever bearings you need, cables, grips, tires, etc., etc. And if you do place an order, if you scroll down there, and there's will be a little section, excuse me, how did you hear about us? You can click on my YouTube channel name, and that will let them know that I sent you that good way. So anyway, we got a bearings, I got a chain, the clutch is already on the motor. So I got the other parts that I've already powder coated, got those laid out here. I made my own axles for it, so because I wanted to use some of these stainless acorn. I think these are stainless. I don't remember. I think they're stainless, but I want to use acorn nuts on it. So I made my own axles. I got some little studs here cut that I'm gonna use some chrome acorns to put the wheels together. And I got the old dusty frame. Golly, look, this thing's getting dusty. But anyway, got the frame up here. Had to dig around and find where I put all my stars. Got these all re-chromed. When I got the front end re-chromed, you got 2 stars for the front, 1 for the back wheel, because you don't see the other side of the brake disc. Got the spring for the front forks and the little spring pockets. So got the wheels powder coated, got the motor done, pretty much. Hopefully that exhaust pipe's gonna fit in there, but we'll see. So anyway, the game plan is today is I'm gonna clear off one of these tables and see if we can at least get this old cat back into a roller today. So that's the game plan. So we'll make some room on one of the tables and see what we can get done, get some heat going on in here. All right, we're back and rolling. Got the tires all mounted up. Got my Go Power Sports bearings in there. These are 5/8 bearing on the inside diameter, and I think they're 1 3/8 on the outside. So these their bearings will fit a lot of the old style wheels and go-karts. So got those mounted, got the rear done, got the sprocket mounted up. So I'm gonna make some room, and we're gonna try and get the front forks that I got re-chromed here. Going back and seeing in the video where I had to take and fix the bottom of these and whatnot. They turned out pretty good, I think. Good and straight anyway. So we're gonna try and get these unpackaged, and we got this chrome spring pocket and everything that goes, if I can remember how to put it all together. So we're gonna try and get that, get the neck part done, and we'll go from there, see what else we can get done to it. if you can hear me or not. Starting to rain again. But anyway, so back, got the front end put on, got the spring pocket, and the cups put in there. So pretty good on that part. So now we'll go ahead and try and I'm going to go ahead and get it blocked up. At least get the front wheel on it. Like I said, I made my own axles. I took some bolts, cut the head off of them, run them down, you know, made my own threads so I could use some, I think these are stainless. I can't remember. So anyway, I thought that would look good since I'm putting acorn nuts in the wheels. So we're gonna go ahead and get the front wheel put on, get the back wheel, back axle kind of mocked up. I don't remember this thing when I took it apart. It didn't have the right axles and shims and all that stuff in it. So I do have an axle bolt made. I gotta wait till I get all the brake caliper stuff done, which I got it all powder coated. So I have to get all that lined up before I actually put the axle bolt in it for the final tightening. But at least we can get it mocked up and get the front end put on it for sure, or front wheel. So let's get on that part. All right, well, it's pouring down rain. It's very noisy, so hopefully this turns out. But where we're at is I went ahead and made my axle, and I forgot to go back and cut it down because I didn't know I wanted the shoulder of the bolt riding on the factory axle tab. I didn't want it riding on the threads like so. So I left it long so I'd have enough threads on each side to accept the acorn nuts. So I need to get this cut to the right length. Golly, it's noisy. But I'm going to jump over here and get the kickstand on, foot pegs. Then we'll get back on that axle here in just a second. Maybe it'll stop raining and I can turn the camera back on. All right, we're getting somewhere. I figured the rain stopped for a second, so I kind of give you an update what we got going on. I got the kind of back tire somewhat kind of mocked up. I do have it loose. That way I can slide this thing left to right to figure out where I'm going to put the brakes, because the brakes actually ride right on this tab right here, and it grabs on the sprocket. And the is a two-function deal. So you got your sprocket and it's going to be your brake disc. So I have to remember where all this stuff went. And when I got the bike, it was just kind of like half bolted together. So this is the caliper that come with the bike, which didn't have any pads in it, little brake pads. And the ones that were in it are actually round. And the aftermarket stuff that I had laying around in my brake box were actually cut goofy. They had a little flat side in them. So I actually did find some in another box of my brake stuff. They were really thick. This is how thick they were, which I don't know what these go to or what they came off of. So I had to take and stick one. I don't remember even how I remember it cut. I think I stuck it in the lathe or whatever and cut it with a hacksaw or whatever. And then I just sanded it down on my belt sander, because one's going to actually ride in this little area right here, and the other one goes in the mechanical part of it. It's got two dowel pins, so whenever this lever cams, pushes the two dowel pins through, which actually pushes the pad. So now the fun part is make sure I got all the parts, which I'm pretty sure I do. There were some actually spacers that were in here that were in it, so I have to sit here and scratch my head for a minute, figure out where that goes, and when I get that done, then it'll probably be about motor time. Get a chain adjuster, which I got one of those dug out. We'll look at that in a minute. I do have the seat for the bike. Only thing I looked that I forgot to order that I don't have is the rubber foot peg deals. I had some that I thought were going to go on it that I put in the box of parts. Come to find out, these are like, that tubing is like 1/2 inch, and I had 7/8 grips. So I'm going to look one more time and make sure I don't have any hidden somewhere. Got to get those coming and find out where I put my throttle cable. But for now, we're going to jump back on these brakes, see if I can get this thing in a stopping position, and we'll go from there. All right, we're just about to the finishing touches on this thing. I got the brakes somewhat mocked up. Got my, got my brake lever installed. Had to shorten the cable a little bit. One thing I like about these GPS cables is they come pretty long, which is good because you don't want a short cable and have it all binding up. So I got the cable cut down, the outer jacket. which I need to go back and cut the inner cable down whenever I get that figured out. But now I'm at the point now, because this brake disc on this bike floats. See if I can kind of show you how that works. So it floats, got spacers in here, so this brake disc is not like permanently mounted like most brakes and stuff are now. This one kind of floats. So to get where my axle and all that sprocket's going to be, far side to side, and where this is going to float, how much movement I have in float, I really need to get the engine mounted on this thing and get chain alignment and get my rear axle permanently set where I want it, and then make sure it's not going to interfere with the slide on the brake mechanism right there. So we'll go over here and get this old flathead that I threw together. This is a 1986 model. I do believe I robbed this thing off an old tiller that I found at the scrapyard. Anyway, or where I used to work, one of the two. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the air cleaner and get this exhaust off of here, just so I don't scratch nothing in the meantime, trying to install the motor. So what I'm gonna do is get the motor on. Already got my clutch here. I need to go find me a keyway and a bolt. Get this lined up so I can get my chain and everything tracked. Probably gonna have to cut a chain down and make sure I got all the alignment done on the rear wheel before I finish up the brakes. But we're getting close. So I'm gonna get this thing installed on the bike after I get that exhaust off, air cleaner, because I still got to hook up a throttle cable to some parts that I found laying around and made or whatnot. So we got to get a throttle cable hooked up to that. Got a cool little part I got from Go Power Sports. I'll show you how I rigged up this throttle on this old flathead. So let's get the motor on it. All right, so let me show you where we're at. I got down here and got the rear axle. If we can zoom in, got the rear axle, everything lined up where I wanted it. Make sure my brake caliper was good. Come on, baby, zoom with me. Anyway, got that done. I think now where I'm at is make sure all the brake caliper stuff was lined up. They're slacking the chain because I haven't got anything adjusted yet. I got to put the clutch bolt, get this shimmed out where I want it. But where we're at now is we're down here waiting for some epoxy to dry on that inside. The inside brake pad has to be epoxied so it doesn't rattle around. So while that epoxy is drying, before I can bolt to anything else, I'm going to come over here and get my throttle cable set up. So like I said before, we're going with the vintage style grips. So I got my cable lined up. I usually put a bunch of lithium red grease inside the grip itself so everything's smooth, actuates real smooth like it's supposed to. Down inside the pocket, I usually put some down inside of here, so as this mechanism is turning, it stays nice and lubed up. But anyways, I'll show you a cool part. This is some pieces I had laying around for my throttle that goes that I made. Go over and I'll show you where this thing actually goes on the engine. So on this old flathead, I was trying to make stuff I had laying around. So this little aluminum bracket, if we can just kind of sit it without scratching it, we'll just sit it right there. Stay. That's kind of where it goes. So anyway, my cable will come down, come through the brass piece, this little jam nut thing, and hold it in. So I needed something to attach my cable to the little piece that I have on the carburetor right here. Okay, you follow me? So swap back over here and let me show you what you can get at GoPowerSports.com. These cool little things. They also have, well, let me show you what I needed. This is what I needed right here. I needed a clasp that I can run the cable through, tighten it down, which it has. Let's see if we can get it to zoom here. It's got a little set screw right down inside of there, and this is going to go to my lever. I'll show you what this looks like when I get it all put on. But they actually have these, so if you're trying to adapt your throttle cable to a carburetor, like this old Briggs or something else you're working on, they have these cool little nifty clasps. Comes with the Allen wrench. Here's your part number. I'm going to leave you a description of all this, but this is what you get in the bag. Flip it over here. So there's your little black piece. Right down inside there is the set screw. They even provide you an Allen wrench. You got the clasp, and you got the little Carter pin to go in and actually hold it in so it pivots. So cool stuff. Then also they had these here. These are like a cable stop. You want to run your cable through it. If you can zoom in how it works. But your cable will go through a little hole in there. Then you can tighten it down. So if you need something to throttle lock your cable, they have these as well. So they got some cool stuff on their website. You just take time to scroll through and look. But I'll leave you the link for those in the description below. So if you're needing something like that, click on it, take you right to their website. So while that epoxy's drying, I'm gonna come over here and get this cable installed and put on the bike. All right, got the throttle cable all hooked up. This is what I come up with. So your cable just goes in there, get all that tightened up. This is just some stuff I had laying around. But just FYI, fellas, this is that little clasp I showed you that I got from Go Power Sports. When you order these, they're very inexpensive. Order 2 or 3 of them, just because when I was coming over here, tightening the little set screw that they provide in the kit with the Allen wrench, I dropped that little thing. And if you want to know how big that thing is, I showed it to you a while ago. It fits in this little bitty hole right back here at the back. So that little bitty set screw is, yeah, it's gone. So just FYI, when you order these, like I said, inexpensive, order you a couple of them, because this could have really set me back. You know you'll use these on something else, so that could have really set me back if I didn't find the little Allen screw that goes in there. So got it all hooked up. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with the cable. I don't like using zip ties, and I ordered some like bicycle clamp things that actually hold your cable, and I can't seem to figure out where I put those. So we'll figure that out, but throttle cable's nice and jiving. Make sure we turn all the way back to idle, so we're good there. So I think the epoxy stuff ought to be set up good now on the brakes. I think, let's see, whoa. Yeah, I think that ought to be set up good. So now, hopefully I'm gonna put the brakes on the back for the very last time. And we got a few more pieces to put on. Let's see, what else we gotta do. I didn't want to put the air cleaner on because I had to get in there to do all that, which is a very tight fit. And this is what, I don't know if y'all seen it earlier, but this is a factory air cleaner that came on the bike, or came on the engine, whatever. So I adapted the bolt that comes through the center, and we're going with this old school style air cleaner. Got me a new filter inside there, got that all jammed up, got me a chrome acorn nut. So since we got the throttle all buttoned up, I'll come over here and get the air cleaner on there right quick, and we'll do the final put on the brakes. And we got a few more things. We got some decals to put on it. Well, that motor looks jet black. Poor lighting. Anyway, so we got a few more things to put on it. Got some decals, got a seat. So let's get back on it. Well, it's almost ride time, but I figured I'd show you one more cool thing. I gotta adjust the chain, get the clutch bolt in there, but I almost forgot I needed a chain adjuster. But a good buddy of mine makes these for me, and see if we can zoom in on one here. Actually puts my logo in them. So if you have an old Cat, majority of these are already gone. You know, I get an old bike. They've been broken because they were just real hollow, thin made. But my buddy 3D prints these for me. Got a gray one, got a black one. I think we're gonna put the black one on here, but fits right up inside there. So I will leave you a link for his info. So if you want one, contact him, or you can message me, leave me a message below. I'll hook you up with them. So if you got an old Cat, the Cat Dusters, the Cat Duster MX, a lot of the old bikes had one. If you look down and you had 2 holes right down in front of the slot in your engine plate, that's where these bolt. So anyway, got to thank my buddy Chris for that. So I'm gonna get, I think we're gonna go with the black one. I think the black one kind of fits better. We got black gas tank, everything else. So I think that black one kind of fits good. So I'm gonna get the chain out of the way, get the chain guide bolted up, get the engine tightened up, and I think all we got left, folks, is some decals and a little seat time. So, all right, let me get this mounted up, get that chain tight, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we're about done with it. I went over and double checked all the nuts and bolts on the brake, got the clutch bolted up, chain adjusted. Probably have to go back and chain adjust it later once we get that chain, get a little heat in it and it stretches out or whatever. I didn't go with no fancy chain. This is just Go Power Sports' I guess you would call it. It's not the fancy RVL Gold. I would highly suggest using that stuff like on all my race bikes, gambler bikes, stuff like that. I would use that, but for just cruising around for what this bike is going to be used for, I didn't want to go put the fancy high dollar stuff on there, so we just went with the good factory stuff, which I run this on a lot of the old vintage bikes. Works just fine. So next thing we got to get done is a little seat. So we got that sitting over here. Had my buddy Simon fix me up with the seat. Nothing too fancy, and I didn't want to, since I'm going kind of a, I guess kind of like a retro mod, I'm not putting it back quite factory. I just went with something a little bit thinner. You know, I didn't want a real thick seat, something real thin, just kind of plain, nothing too fancy. So we got that to put on, and we got some stickers to put on. This one goes on the actual side cover, so if you had a clutch cover, chain guard, you know, that would go there, which that's why I don't have one yet, because this bike was actually supposed to have fenders on front and back, chain guard, all that good stuff. So that's why I didn't bother to put a chain guard on it, because I'm hoping to try and track some down and bolt on. What's cool about these old cat fenders is you know, your fender goes up in here and there's like a little chrome strap that goes around it, so you can bolt it on later, you know, whatever. And if I do find some, which I will down the road, I'll put them on, and I'll have to make sure and keep this sticker somewhere so I don't lose it. So we're gonna put the one on the front forks, and this one, a little small one right here, goes underneath the back of the seat. It's a Slingshot. Then I had some of these stickers laying around, then I had the regular traditional black and white bridge sticker, but the wife said, let's just go with the black. The red just kind of didn't look suitable on the bike. So that's the last few pieces. So we're gonna get the seat on this thing, get some decals on it, and we're gonna get it on the ground. Actually got sunshine today and it finally stopped raining. So I think we'll be good. I already double checked the oil, all that good stuff. Got the air cleaner, all that on it. So we'll have it on the ground here shortly and get it out in the sun and hopefully take it for a rip today. So let's get the seat on this thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, got a little bit of sun today. So we're gonna take this puppy out for its maiden voyage. I think everything's good. I double checked all my nuts and bolts. And but like usual, I'm riding one hand with a selfie stick, which I don't suggest anybody to do. But anyway, we're gonna take it a rip around the block. We'll come back and do a walk around. So let me see if we can get it cranked up one-handed. Turn her on. Might need to give it a little choke. Almost one pull. Cold nature. Come on, baby. Maybe a little more choke. There we go. A little cold. Folks, we got a new, I've got me a new selfie stick. This thing probably reached to China. All right. Oh man, how long is this stick? You look good? I think so. All right. Two stands up. Spin it around. She might be warmed up a little bit. Woo! Drop the pipe. All right, let's go. Keep standing up. All right. have my glasses? Yeah, almost lost my glasses. All right, folks. Well, there you go. Another one we saved from the old rusty pits of the scrap iron pile. But anyway, excuse me, been a little underneath weather, so kind of getting my voice back. But anyway, I want a special thanks to Go Power Sports for supplying me the parts for this build. So if you got a go-kart, mini bike that you inquired, Facebook Marketplace, wherever, garage sale, something like that, and you're needing parts, you make sure to go check out the fine folks down there in Keller, Texas. And if you place an order or you're giving them a call, whatever, make sure and tell them Rick sent you down there. And also special thanks to my buddy Minibike Marcus. Check him out. He's on Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. Very, very cool guy. And if it weren't for him giving me this bike, I wouldn't have built this bike. I'd have probably built something else. But anyway, special thanks to Minibike Marcus. Brother, I know you watch all my videos, get to hang out with you quite a bit. So anyway, like I said, check him out. And I greatly appreciate you giving me the bike, brother. I think it turned out great. Let me know what you think. And maybe I'll next time we catch up somewhere, you'll get to see it in person. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, go over and hit the subscribe bell. It's totally free. And that way you'll be informed when we get new videos coming out. I got a whole mess load of stuff we got to get done. Projects that we got to get done. We're still working on the wife's bike. We got some parts another day to finish getting that thing mocked up. So we got a lot of work to do on that thing. Got the Mega Moto with the swing arm. It's getting a new power plant. That bike's getting a bunch of stuff done. So that'd be the next thing I'm going to get on the table, because I got to get it all ripped apart. Hopefully get it ready for this race season. Putting a new engine in it. We're going to go Tilly this time. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Once again, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.